Alright, so I want to teach you guys how to play Semi-Charmed Life by Third Eye Blind. Pretty simple song. We're going to use just basic open chords. Alright, so I think the best place to start is for me to just show you the basic chord progression that goes throughout the song. Then I'll show you a couple times where it changes up. And then at the end I'll show you, maybe some little tricks, some flourishes to make the song more recognizable. Alright, so we're going to start out pretty slow, and eventually we'll bring it up to tempo. Alright, so we're going to start with an open G, and we're going to strum it 5 times, down and up. If it helps at all, every down strum is also an odd number. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next chord is a D, and this chord you actually strum 6 times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6 is obviously even. It's an upstroke, and what you want to do there is actually with your pinky hold down the high E string on the 3rd fret. This makes this chord a D suspended 4th. So now you have a, for that last strum on the D, that 6th strum. Alright, and when playing this D, it's important to remember just hit the last 4 strings on the guitar. Don't be playing the low E and the A. So altogether the D sounds like this. Alright, so the next chord is a C. It's the last chord in the progression. You're going to strum it 4 times. And then we're going to mute the strings. The way to do that, or the best way to do that, is just to use sort of the fleshy part of your palm right here on your strumming hand, and just sort of lay that down right on the back of the strings when you're done. So we have a... and you're going to do that twice, so 2 counts of 4. And then to close it off, we just strum the C again. And that's the end of the progression. So now all together, the progression goes like this. And as you may have noticed in there, I'm actually doing that muting in between every chord. From the G to the D, from the D to the C. It just helps to make the song sound a little bit better, a little bit more crisp. And that's the chord pattern. It goes through the majority of the song. Up to speed sounds like this. So there are a couple different ways that this is going to be changed up during the song. One of the ways is on the last C chord that you play, they add an upstroke. So rather than just being the 1, there's now a, so it sounds something like this. That just varies throughout the song, just depending on what the guitarist feels like, I guess. Another part in the song is sort of a lead that happens right as the progression starts over. It just sounds like this. If you want to play that, that's just the 7th fret G string, the 5th fret G string, and then with that same finger just slide that note down to the 4th fret, still on the G string, so you have a, get that kind of sound in there. And then the last note is the 5th fret of the D string. One of the things I actually like to do with this riff is play it here at the top of the neck while I'm playing the chords for the song. Pretty much what you do is just don't play the last C that you usually do in the progression, and instead play the riff. The way you play the riff up on the top of the neck is the 3rd fret B string, then the 1st fret B string, and then pull off. And the last note would be the open G. But for timing purposes, I don't actually play the open G string. Instead, you just go right back into the progression, which starts with a G chord. So it would sound something like this. Alright, so now the parts where the song kind of changes up a little bit. The first one, which happens twice, you stop the regular progression and you go to just a D to a C. If you play it slowly, it sounds like this. Up to speed sounds something like this. And if you notice, one of the things I do there is with the C, I actually take my pinky and put it again on the 3rd fret high E string. So now your C sounds like this. And at the end of that, it's just a continuous D, you know. So now there's one last change up that I need to show you. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to play that. The first way, the proper way, what you're going to do is just lay your pointer finger across the first 3 strings of your guitar on the 3rd fret. Now, take your pinky and fret the 5th fret B string, and take your ring finger and fret the 5th fret G string. Right, that's your first finger position. And the picking pattern for that is just G string, B string, E string. Now the next fingering is basically just taking your middle finger and fretting the G string on the 4th fret and taking off your ring finger and your pinky finger. And again, the same picking pattern. Now this last fingering is sort of like a weird D chord. You're going to take your middle finger and fret the B string on the 3rd fret, take your pointer finger and fret the G string on the 2nd fret, take your pinky finger and fret the E string, the high E string, on the 5th fret. And again, this is the same picking pattern, G, B, E. So all together and slowly, we have this. Up to speed, it sounds a little more like this. Now if you're finding that too difficult, the way I play it is holding an open C chord, and you're going to pick the A string, the D string, and the G string. And now what you're going to do is take your middle finger and move it to the A string 2nd fret, and take off your ring finger. And then same picking pattern, A string, D string, G string. And now, with whatever finger you want, just fret the G string on the 2nd fret. And again, same strings, same pattern. So all together and slowly, we have this. Alright, now here's another part. The best way for me to describe where this is in the song is this is at the part where the singer is singing ay, 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 ay. And basically all it is a C chord and a G chord. So basically all I'm playing is, for the C, I'm playing the middle 4 strings of the guitar, and then when I play the G, since I'm moving these fingers up to include the low E, I'm playing the first 4 strings of the guitar. And it's just a back and forth, one down strum each. So you have C, G, and that repeats for as long as you want to. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Play it, enjoy it. See you again.